Live from the Channels Television Global Headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria, this is Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwi. Today we'll be focusing on the southeastern region of the country. But before we get into most of the news coming in from that region of the country, let's have a look at our top stories making around at the moment. An outbreak of violence in Obere community of Emoha local government area in Rivers State has left one person dead, a house burnt, with 4 others reportedly nursing gunshot wounds. Sources say a member of the OSPAC vigilante was shot and killed on Wednesday by suspected cultists. Spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Irenge Koko, says the command is aware of the disturbance, but that the 4 men who were shot are yet to report to the command. The Minister for Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, has ordered the Transition Company of Nigeria and all other relevant agencies of the ministry to begin the immediate implementation of the recommendations of the Interagency Committee set up to address the incessant grid collapses in the power sector. The Special Advisor to the Minister on Strategic Communications and Media, Mr. Bolaji Tunji, says all relevant agencies in the ministry must brace up for the immediate implementation of the recommendations of the committee, which was submitted on Wednesday, November 6, 2024. He adds that the recommendations of the committee are far-reaching and will prefer lasting solutions to the incessant power grid collapses that has been witnessed in the country in the immediate and long term. In the meantime, the TCN has assured consumers that efforts were being intensified to ensure uninterrupted power supply to them. We start off in Ebonyi State, where the state governor, Mr. Francis Nwifuru, has flagged off the construction of the Nkaliki-Oriuzu-Onueke Road as part of the state government's plan to expand rural infrastructural development. The flag-off ceremony of the 13-kilometer road took place at the Oriuzu community in Ezza South local government area of the state.
It's cheering news for the people of Nkaliki, Oriuzu and Onueke communities in Ebonyi State as leaders, women and youths gather to witness the ceremony that heralds the construction of the Nkaliki, Oriuzu and Onueke Road. The road, which takes off from Oriuzu community in Ezza North local government area, is expected to benefit agrarian communities within the axis.
The duration of this construction is 1 year. 1 year, and I know within the period of 1 year, this road will be completed.
And the length
is 13 kilometers with 6 inches rigid pavement, that is 6 inches thickness and shoulder, and with hydraulic structures, culvert and drainage.
The commissioner says there will be no delays as contractors have already been mobilized to the site of the 13-kilometer-long road, which will greatly improve agricultural productivity and stimulate trade and commerce.
Ebonyi State is known as agriculture state. A lot of farmland, you can see where they farm rice. If we construct this road now, it will help the farmers to bring out their goods to the final consumers. So this road is very strategic, and that is the reason, one of the reasons why Governor invented into this construction of this road.
Leaders in the community are excited about the prospects, reiterating that it will be easier for farmers to transport their produce to markets, which will reduce post-harvest losses and increase their income.
Nothing, don't fear. We are here to protect you, and we want you to do the best of your work so that this road will be finished before the expiration of your time.
The construction of the road will lay to rest the biggest of our challenges. So we need this road more than anybody on earth needs it. So we will reflect this reality in the way we guide the infrastructure, both in the process of construction and when it is finally delivered.
The deplorable condition of the road, which has made it difficult for farmers in the area to transport their produce, particularly rice, will soon be a thing of the past.
We move over to Anambra State, where the wife of the state governor, Mrs. Noye Soludo, has rallied support for thousands of flood victims currently at holding centers in Imo- Egypt in Anambra East local government area and Odekbe in Ogbaru local government area. Sympathizing with the affected persons during a humanitarian visit alongside officials from the World Health Organization, Mrs. Soludo notes the worrisome situation of children and women and urges caregivers to prioritize their health and sanitary conditions. She also appeals for voluntary support and donations for the victims.
Passing through Otocha, the headquarters of Anambra East local government area, one is tempted to believe that all is well because of the sunny weather. However, traveling down the riverine areas towards Unity Primary School, Omo-Banam, a heartbreaking scene greets the wife of the Anambra State Governor, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, who is visiting residents displaced by flood, accompanied by government officials and a team from the World Health Organization. She arrives to Omo-Banam camp, one of the major holding centers in Anambra State, which shelters mostly women and children. Addressing the people shortly after inspecting the facility, Mrs. Soludo says their plight is a major concern for the government. We have come to stay with you and to let you know that we know all you have been going through. For one to be displaced and to find oneself in a place like this is never a wish. We appreciate our mayor for what he's doing, considering what I have seen here. It's not easy. I also commend all the caregivers and the volunteers here, both in cooking, sanitation, who follow all health rules. I appeal to the caregivers to be wary of the environment because the number of people I see here, if care is not taken sanitary-wise, it'll be another thing entirely because of disease outbreaks. The Southeast Coordinator of the World Health Organization decries the humanitarian crisis in the center, but gives hope that all will be well.
When people are uprooted from their normal residences, they face a whole new human challenge. There is the challenge of healthcare, there is the challenge of food, there is the challenge of wash. All those challenges, a lot of the people in IDP camps cannot help themselves on their own because they have lost almost everything. And that's why WHO accompanied her on this journey.
The team's entourage did not come empty-handed. The next port of call is Odekwe in Ogbaru local government area, where more women and children are full of hope for assistance.
This flood is disturbing us because we ran out from our houses to this camp for a month and now.
Mrs. Soludo asks them to remain hopeful and strong as their predicament is a temporary setback.
And we thank the state government and the volunteers for what they are doing here. And we are begging everybody to come to their aid, to help them. You know, there is nothing too small to love. They need our help because most of these people here lost everything they have. We are submerged in this flooding. So we are begging people to come and help them out. They will go back to their homes and they will go back to nothing, just to start life fresh.
The people also receive assurances from the WHO that a mobile clinic will be set up within the camp to take care of emerging medical needs.
Staying in Anambra State, the premises of the State Road Traffic Maintenance Agency is a beehive of excitement as officers of the agency hail the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, for implementing the payment of the new minimum wage. The workers who received their payment over the weekend cannot contain their joy as they sing and dance hailing the governor for the promise made and promise kept. The managing director of the Anambra Road Traffic Maintenance Agency, ARTM, Mr. Emeka Okonkwo, appreciates the governor for bringing smiles on the faces of workers and asked his men to ensure a hitch-free Yuletide season by making Anambra State traffic free.
We have three major reasons for today's parade. First of all, appreciation to Mr. Governor, who has made the minimum wage possible in Anambra State. Above 150% increment in our salary. Am I correct? Please let us clap for Mr. Governor.
Atma before Soludo's administration was just mere people that wear yellow, traffic warders that stand on the road. Today, the fear of Atma is what?
When I heard Mr. Governor say that the least paid staff in Anambra State will take home 70,000, I thought Atma were not included. But when the alerts started coming in, everybody we are happy. We are all happy. You can testify it from the outcome of today's parade.
The erudite governor, I call him an epitome of kindness. We thank him so much. We really appreciate the increment he did for us. We really appreciate his concern in this our agency, Atema. So we say, may Almighty God bless him. And I will say also that we really need him for the second tenure because really he's a good man.
As part of its mandate to protect lives, properties and to combat crime, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Ebonyi State has paraded suspects for various criminal offenses. Speaking to Channels Television at the command headquarters in Abakaliki, the state capital, the newly deployed Commandant Francis Nadi assured his readiness to partner with all relevant stakeholders in the fight against all forms of crime in the state.
These people who merchandise scraps, they vandalize government. It's a commanded to protect critical infrastructures of the federal, the state, and the local government. So in the course of our operations, intelligence-based, we came across some people dealing on scraps. With a few, you know, the rail they use for bridges, where they vandalize it from, where the investigation will review. We'll caught them with it, with even masts, the normal telecom mast, where they caught it from, investigation will review further. But we want to use this opportunity to warn those. Everybody coming across your environment, all in the name of scrap, they go out to actually vandalize government properties, even your individual properties. And not under my watch will I allow that happen. For this also I've got, there's a truck fully loaded with it, which you're going to see now. I am sure at the end of the investigations, they'll be charged accordingly. And on this note, I want to tell Ebonyi citizens and indigenes, there's a new sheriff in town, and I've hit the ground running.
You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. Still ahead, we'll bring you a partnership with the Imo State government and the government of Egypt. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Imo State government says it's exploring ways to build a formidable partnership with the Egyptian Authority for unified procurement of medical supply and medical technology in order to boost local production of pharmaceuticals in Imo State. Governor Zodima disclosed this during his recent visit to Cairo, the capital city of Egypt, as part of his administration's plans to grow the economy of Imo State by commencing local production and supplies of pharmaceutical products. Our correspondent, Eyita Kwekutei, reports.
Governor Zodima and his team arrived at the headquarters of the Egyptian Authority for Unified Procurement, Medical Supply and Medical Technology in Cairo, the capital city of Egypt. The authority's primary aim of establishment is to ensure fair, equitable access and necessary distribution of medicines and medical supplies within the medical framework of Egypt. And here, Governor Zodima met with the leadership and officials of the agency to seek possible partnerships that will benefit Imo State in the area of local production and supply of pharmaceutical products.
To procure drugs from Egypt and then service our own local hospitals for a start, and then the long-term plans will be also to set up manufacturing outfits in Nigeria by Egyptian companies. That is basically our interest and why I requested to meet with you to see how you can coordinate the manufacturing outfits to have a common front for the possible cooperation between Egypt and Nigeria.
An official of the agency in a presentation speaks on their modus operandi.
We have three main stages of operation. The first stage is through conducting health technology assessments to set the priorities and ensure optimal resource allocation behind these priorities. And the second stage is streamlining the value-driven procurement to meet the demands and build a robust supply chain. The third stage is the supply stage, where we establish robust supply chain and ensure sustainable access and prompt delivery to all the affiliated healthcare establishments.
After the meeting, the governor and his team proceed to meet with the leadership of the Suez Canal Authority in a private meeting to explore partnerships on maritime and port development, especially as it affects the realization of the Orashi-Oguta Seaport in Imo State. Channels Television News.
The Commissioner of Police in Imo State, Aboki Danjuma, has assured residents of Olu of enhanced security measures following an explosion which killed 2 suspected members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who were with the IEDs that rocked the international market on Tuesday. The Commissioner of Police, who visited the scene with EOD operatives for an on-the-spot assessment, says the area has been cleared of any remaining IEDs and asked the people to go about their business without any fears.
They who learn that they have devices another means of terrorizing the public. They are following markets to markets. And when they were about to go to another market, the improvised device exploded and 2 of them died. You know, we are all over the places and they are now trying to plan bombs. We came with our bomb disposal units that are here. They have swept all the places and we are assuring the public the markets that the markets are very safe.
The situation in Olu is under control. The security agency here are very proactive, and as you can see, the Commissioner of Police is already here. If my men here are not proactive, we won't get to where we are today. Just like he said, the people that were going about with the explosion, it exploded on them. We are assuring the people of Olu to remain calm. Everything is under control.
Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu's burial ceremony, the Abia State's Governor Alex Otti renamed the Abia State's Polytechnic Abia after the first civilian governor of the old Abia State. Speaking during the commendation service held in his honor in Umuahia, Governor Otti says the late Igbo leader's death in April this year created a social and political void that will be very difficult to fill, describing him as a leader who believed the true path to development is in building institutions that train young ones.
Former Senate President Ayim Pius, former Governor of Rivers State Rotimi Amechi, traditional rulers, religious leaders, among others, gather in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State, for commendation service as part of the activities celebrating the life of the first civilian governor of Abia State, Ogbonnaya Onu. Governor Alex Otti waits to receive the body of the leader at the International Conference Center, Umuahia, joined by top government officials. The Catholic Bishop of Umuahia Diocese, Most Reverend Michael Kalupong, sets the ball rolling, acknowledging that he would be remembered for his legacies, which include the establishment of the Federal University of Agriculture Umudike, now Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, among others. Is urging the nation's leaders to live selflessly and work for the good of humanity.
Dr. Christopher Ogbonnaya Onu, lying here before us as the first civilian governor of Abia State, made his marks in the states for which he will be forever remembered. He was the one that attracted the Federal University, Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike.
In his tribute, Governor Otti eulogizes Ogbonnaya Onu's exemplary qualities and announces the renaming of the Abia State Polytechnic Abia after him.
I want to conclude on a note of gratitude to God for the gift of Dr. Christopher Ogbonnaya Onu. His was clearly a life of impact. excellence, and commitment to serving humanity. We as a state have taken the decision to immortalize him by renaming the Abia State Polytechnic Abia after him. The Polytechnic will henceforth be known as Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu Polytechnic Abia.
Speaking on behalf of the Onu family, his second son, Chijioke Onu, expresses the family's appreciation to the government and all present for honoring their father.
We are very grateful that people love him as much as we love him. And I want everyone to know that you love Abia and Ebonyi as much as it appears that people of Abia and Ebonyi love him also.
Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu was elected governor of Old Abia State during the aborted Third Republic from January 1992 to December 1993 on the platform of the defunct National Republican Convention. He was Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation of Nigeria under the Buhari administration from November 2015 until his resignation in 2022. He was also an accomplished engineer, administrator, and author.
The first civilian governor of Abia State, Ogbonnaya Onu, has been laid to rest today at the Christ the King Catholic Church, Uburu, or Hazoro, local government area of Ebonyi State. Dignitaries, including the Ebonyi State Governor Francis Winfuru, Governor of Enugu State Peter Mba, Abia State Governor Alex Otti, Minister of Works David Umahi, former Senate President Ayim Pius Ayim, former Governor of Rivers State Chibuike Amechi, the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress Abdullahi Ganduje, among others, joins the family of the late Ogbonnaya Onu's burial mass service. Governor Francis Winfuru says the legacy of former Governor Onu lives on.
It is with heavy hearts, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that we bid farewell to someone who gave so much in service to others and whose influences will be felt for generations to come. He was a leader of integrity, driven by his passion for progress and a deep love for our people, the people of Ebonyi State. He demonstrated unwavering commitment to the ideal of justice, development, and unity. He pursued equity and social justice till his last breath on earth. His Excellency Dr. Onu dedicated himself wholly, not just to building infrastructure, while serving as a governor of Abia State, from where some part of Ebonyi State politically and sociologically grew, but to building people, uniting communities, and elevating the voices of those who often were unheard. In his time as a governor of Old Abia State, His Excellency Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu led with vision and a tireless energy. Under his guidance, our roads were modernized, schools were built, and our healthcare system saw advancements that impacted thousands of lives. His vision wasn't limited to his tenure. His dream of a future where this state would be a beacon of excellence and prosperity. Today, we reflect on his achievements. We see that his dream is still alive and growing.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic. Stay safe.